Hi, I'm Grace Poland, and I'm currently a sophomore studying at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. I am studying political science and public administration with a minor in biology. I hope to begin my career path in the state and local government sectors. This was inspired by seeing the needs of the American people and wanting to help in any way I can, especially with the current political climate. I am motivated through my parents' constant generosity to people outside of my home. For nearly 10 years of my life, we constantly had someone staying in our home with us, and this means we were able to provide them a safe and free place to live, as well as meals and a community for them. This is really a core value in my family, and they've just taught me to be generous with my time, my money, and my resources, and I'm so grateful for them. I am also encouraged to pursue this career to help create change in special ed programs. I nanny for a boy with cru de cha, which is partial deletion of the 5th chromosome. This means that he's a little bit behind physically, developmentally, and also mentally, developmentally. However, he's the sweetest boy that I've ever met. He is incredibly smart, and he is so kind, and he's funny. He never fails to put a smile on my face, and it's just been such an honor to be able to work with him and get to know him. His mother has helped me to see how small issues for him are honestly typically overlooked because of how they just wouldn't be issues for other kids. So this makes me want to make a change, including advocating for increased funding, higher training, and incentive for special ed programs and their teachers, which will encourage more teachers to join the field because it is such like a not filled area, and it's just a hard job for a lot of people. So including incentives and having more hands on deck will help make a more positive experience for everyone. This will also increase the programs that promote access for diverse sets of learners, which is really important because I know, even with the experience that I've had, that there is a wide variety of kids, and it's hard to meet all of their needs, even just in the smaller group. For the SHIP, I will promote diversity and inclusion as I'm able to spot when someone is in need or being treated unfairly, as well as the solutions to these problems, which I'll get into in a moment. My father is a therapist and has always made sure that I know how to make people feel loved and cared for. This has been like such a big thing and a staple piece in my life. The first step to doing this is honestly just being observant and kind. If you watch people's reactions and their interactions with others, you can learn so much for it, and it's crucial in digesting information and making a plan. For example, if there's someone with a disability, whether it be learning or genetic, there are ways to implement strategies for success. For example, I had a teacher who recorded lectures so that if for some reason you couldn't make it, it was there for you. This is typical, but it goes farther than just being something that he can do. He also wore a microphone that was connected with a program that would directly translate his speech into subtitles and put it on the screen in front of the classroom. Although this may seem small, it is really important because I'm sure it made a huge difference in someone else's life because that they were thought about, and it's not something that they had to go and ask for, and that just makes someone feel cared about and loved and makes an incentive for someone to show up and want to learn from them. I also think that it is very important to get to know people with different backgrounds. Like I mentioned, the boy I nanny, his world looks completely different from mine. They lived in New York up until this year, and even there, his mother has told me about all the different ways that they fought to increase his level of education, whether it be like programs on his iPad or teaching him different skills so that he could be more involved in the classroom. But they had to start that over here with the new program, and it's just they're fighting for a change in his education program, but they're also fighting for a voice for him to even start being able to do that, and having to explain and prove why this is important rather than just being accepted and heard. Being able to see firsthand the struggles that he has had and overcome only makes me more determined to fix this in the future. I also think knowing people with different ethnic backgrounds is very important. Understanding someone else's joys, happiness, and anger is truly how we understand someone, and what we take from it is how we grow and make positive impacts. I would love to incorporate everything I've learned and will learn into future policy decisions in government for the good of the people, starting with the good of those on the voyage and what we can teach each other. Considering these factors while being abroad will teach us to enjoy our experiences to the fullest and be able to immerse ourselves into the culture and just everything that we get to be able to see, like the people we meet. Doing so will encourage all of us to educate ourselves on topics that we may not have even ever considered. And diversity and inclusion, and how we can use it to make the lives of the American people better, and how that this can translate into people's lives across the world with our international relations as well. Thank you.